It's Ataraxy Podcast
It's Ataraxy Podcast.
number H.
No, that's not how we started. We started going, what is this?
What is this? What?
It's been so long.
It's been so long.
I just don't do that.
I just don't do that. We're back. Or I'm back.
Yeah, you're back. Oh my god, this rain.
Is it good, bad?
It's like, I don't know. We'll figure it out after.
We kind of have to.
We'll figure it out after. We're showing up no matter what.
Yeah.
If they want to watch, then they can watch. If they don't want to listen, then they can not listen. Listen.
Yeah.
How are you?
You know, dying.
Dying very slowly.
My cells are regenerating, becoming new ones.
As we speak, without your knowledge.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, you know it now, but
Yeah.
you've been gone for what, like 10 days?
12 days.
12, almost 2 weeks, man.
Wow.
You've been alone this entire time.
Not alone, but in silence. Well, in my own head.
Yeah, you've been alone in your mind.
Communication.
No outside source of distractions that we've been talking about for the past few episodes and complaining about. No phones.
No, nothing. Like you're not even allowed to talk to people there.
You're not allowed to talk to people?
No.
So everyone really is alone.
Until the 10th day, yeah.
They're alone together.
Yeah. Except you hold doors for people, but that's it.
Shit.
And you're in group meditation, but that's about it.
Run me through it. The whole from start to
Okay.
end. Like, this is your episode, bro. This is about you. Ow. This is about you.
Damn. Well, okay, so I got there.
How was it going there?
How was it what?
Like going there. Like, were you nervous?
To get there?
Yeah.
Nah, I was watching the Liverpool game.
Oh shit.
I used like 2 gigs of data just to watch it.
Damn.
We lost 3-0 to Barcelona, and then I figured out that once we got back, we
won, right?
We won 4-0. 4-0, so 4-3 aggregate, we advanced.
Jeez.
So happy to hear that. I had a feeling that was gonna happen too, cause
Sports shit.
Yeah, sports shit.
And then after, so you weren't nervous going in?
No. I was like, I was really calm. Like even when I got there, like did the registration, I was like, it didn't feel like I was actually about to start it.
Yeah.
Until like, it didn't even feel like I was actually in the course until maybe like the end of the first day. Because I've done it once before, so I was like, I know what to expect, sort of.
Yeah.
But then once it actually like started, like the complete silence. I haven't talked to anybody for an entire day. I was like, oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, this is real.
This is gonna go on for like more than 1 week.
So it's 10 days of silence, basically.
10 days. Yeah.
Jesus.
And then so the schedule's like, so you meditate 3 times a day for an hour each, and so you wake up at 4:30. They say wake up at 4:30. Well, they wake you up at 4 with the gong, and then 4:30 you're supposed to meditate either in your room or in the meditation hall, or you just sleep in. That's what I did most of the time.
You just slept in?
Yeah. And then 6:30 it's breakfast, and then 8 o'clock it's the hour of the meditation. And then after that you can meditate on your own or in the room, and then it's lunch. And then after lunch, that's just too detailed for what I'm saying, but okay, so you basically meditate 3 times a day, hour each. You get 2 meals, technically 3, but the third one's just like tea or fruits. And then at the very end, and at the very end after the last meditation, you have a discourse where it's like a video of the guy who like actually established the organization, and like he just spits fucking wisdom.
Just knowledge.
For an hour.
Just straight knowledge.
Talking about like technique, just like his past experience.
So you learned a lot of like new ways. Well, I mean, you definitely
it's like old concepts, but just refreshed it, like new perspective.
Refined.
Refined. Most of it, refined a lot. And I've watched the videos already on my first time, but the second time I could really like.
Yeah.
And whenever you watch anything twice, it's way better.
It's a different way the second time.
Yeah.
We haven't even said exactly what
it was, right?
It's this. I mean, you know more, but it's a meditation retreat that he went to.
Yeah, Vipassana 10-day meditation, and it's basically like, so the guy basically puts it into 10 days worth of like schedule, right, of meditation. But the technique is derived from the Buddha, so it's the actual technique that he reached meditation with. I mean, the actual. Yeah, meditation technique that he reached enlightenment with, which is it starts with observation of the respiration, going in and out, or like we started with just the triangular area from the top of the nose, right between the eyes.
Yeah.
to the edges of the lips, so that triangle, and just observing any sensation that you get.
That's within the triangle?
Within that triangle.
Okay. So when you could
see
when you explained it to me, it didn't make sense, but now it makes sense. Now you can like kind of show it to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. So anything that falls within like from the top of the nose to the corners of the lips, you just observe.
That triangle, and anything from like heat, cold, expansion, contraction, anything like
how
tingling.
Was it hard at first?
Oh man, first day was so hard. The very first meditation was super hard. Like I could actually only focus on the meditation part, like the sensations, for probably 5 minutes in the whole hour, because the rest is just thoughts like, oh shit, like am I doing this properly? People back home.
This hurts.
This hurts. Yeah. When's this gonna be over? All that.
Yeah. So do they? No, you probably don't have a timer. You're probably just going until they tell you to stop, right?
Yeah, but it's an hour. It's pretty. They time it.
They time it.
Yeah.
But you can't. You don't have a track of time as you're doing it. You're just
unless you have like a watch.
How did it? Okay.
I forgot to bring mine. So
how did it feel every day?
Every day,
like let's say how long did it feel? Let's say from the first one to the last one.
Oh man, the first one felt so long. Like I opened my eyes a few times, changed my position, all that.
How long would you say it felt like in time?
Probably felt like 2 to 3 hours.
Jesus.
Yeah. And then, but as you progress, like it literally feels like maybe 20 minutes. And on the last day, it probably felt like 20 minutes that entire hour.
Did you get any like outer body experiences?
No, I did the first time I went, where my body I left my body. Like it felt like I was floating, but I was also heavy at the same time. It's like my entire body was vibrating, and I was kind of like craving for that again when I went this time. So I was like,
it's probably the reason why you never got that.
Yeah. They say like if you crave it, like the whole point of it is like, don't crave anything, don't avert anything, don't crave for anything, and your meditation will be pure. And because I did crave it, like I wanted that sensation again.
I mean, this is basically what nirvana is. It's like free of attachment, desire, and ego, like of self completely. So if you're just holding on to, if you're just wanting something so much.
I had certain expectations. I didn't get it.
Anything like emotion wise, like did you get into like any moments where you're like?
Yeah, I thought about like family, friends, like it's like things I've done in the past. I've pissed people off, like done shitty things.
Yeah. So that everything came up
that have been done to me. Yeah, everything came up. Literally everything came up.
That's what we said last episode. It was like everything's gonna come up. You're gonna have to deal with everything.
With the silence.
Yeah, the silence is the loudest when you're basically just like sitting with yourself.
And like there's so much insight that comes from that, because it's like, wait, so this happened. What should I do next time? And literally, like the only answer, really, the best answer is love. Just spread love. Like and one of the things I talked to one of the guys on the very 10th day. You get to talk to people. So I was talking to one of the guys. Bro, this guy, like my uncle now. We had like an hour or 2 hour
about
conversation.
How old did he
just
look?
About his life and just like what he's been through. You know.
How old was he?
37.
Oh shit! Yeah.
And so he was saying like, fuck, I just forgot what we were saying.
He's
like so the love part, right? It's like, love can only be real when it's one way. Like don't ever
expect it
ever expect it back. If you're gonna do something out of pure love, it's just expend it. So you're saying like, pick something up just to give it away. Like the only reason you would pick something up or do something is to give it away to someone else, to help somebody else. And really like, that's so facts. Like if you pick something up and you keep hold of it, like, yeah, this is mine.
It doesn't spread. It doesn't
spread, first of all. And like you're attached to it at that point. It's like, oh, where is it? Did I lose it?
It becomes a source of stress.
Yeah. And that's really like what misery or suffering is. Pain and suffering are two different things. Pain is, you can be aware of pain in the very present moment. So I punch you, it hurts, it stings.
Yeah.
It still stings for maybe like a few seconds, right? But suffering would be like, oh, he's about to punch me, and I'm gonna feel that pain later, or oh, he just punched me. I need to get him back. Oh yeah, what I was actually gonna say was, it just came back to me. So when you feel happiness, the feeling of happiness diminishes as time passes, but the feeling of anger, fear, anything else, it only multiplies as time passes. So let's say, for example,
why is that?
I'll give you an example. So I'll give you $100. I'll give you 50. Right?
Okay.
But I'm angry. Like, you just hit me, right? it's like, oh fuck, you're just thinking about it, like, fuck, I should hit him back. I need to get him back for this.
Yeah.
You see, I'm gonna see him next time. Revenge. I'm gonna get him back. So he's saying, like, whenever you feel that love or just happiness, just let it go right away. Oh, you see someone on the street, nice shirt, man, nice hat. You know, it's like, just let it out right away, because if you don't, it's gonna diminish over time.
Yeah.
And just letting that out, it actually feels good.
Yeah, and I feel like letting it out gives way for you to get it back again too.
Yeah.
Because like karma,
energies,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you put it. If you put it out, then it'll come back to you eventually. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
And some people don't believe in energies. It's like, come on.
Even if it's not like in the super like spiritual way, like everyone has seen moments. It's just like if you hurt someone, of course they're gonna want to hurt you back.
Yeah.
And of course, if it's not that person, then some way somehow, like everyone has noticed that doing a bad thing will lead to a bad thing happening to you, or doing a good thing will lead to a good thing happening to you.
Not even like physically happening. Like you could steal a bike, but then it's gonna be like, oh shit, I stole that bike.
Yeah.
You know, it's like
and
someone's probably gonna want to steal my bike. Just you're gonna be paranoid, like, oh, I do it, so.
Yeah, what's someone else
from doing? Oh, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So you create your own misery in that sense. And oh man, like in those 10 days, you have to take on at least 5 precepts, 8 for the old students, 5 for the new ones. It's okay. I have this. Yeah, I remember it. So they are number 1.
Reading from a thing right now.
Number 1, abstain from killing. 2, abstain from stealing. 3, abstain from sexual misconduct. 4, abstain from wrong speech. 5, abstain from all intoxicants. So, like all those things, like so killing, stealing, sexual misconduct, and intoxicants. It's like that's pretty straightforward, right? It's like, don't do this. But the wrong speech part, it's like
that's the one I was gonna ask you about.
That's tricky because it's like whatever you say, it's like you can either exaggerate it or downplay it.
Yeah.
And that itself is wrong speech because you're to an extent you're lying.
So does that mean like just like say the truth?
Yeah, say the truth.
Speak the truth.
But also that's one of the reasons for the silence in the 10 days. If you don't speak, you can't lie, right? Look at it. If you can't speak, you can't lie. So that part is taken care of.
Yeah, basically. And in that state of silence, all you can really face is just the truth. Because after a while, all you hear is truth.
Because it's just in your head.
Yeah.
You're the truth, not just the truth, not just any truth. The truth that pertains to you, to your particular life.
Because eventually, I feel like staying with yourself after a while, like you can't even lie to yourself at a certain point. So then it's just pure, just truth, right? And I feel like that's when it becomes like very spiritual.
And, exactly. And the part about like you can't lie to yourself. If you do lie to yourself, like you know the truth deep down, you're just gonna make it worse. It's like any bad
self-respect.
trip. Yeah,
self-respect just goes down, and it's a whole short-term, long-term thing, right? Short-term, you'll like have that comfort of like just that lie, or just the comfort of that lie.
That's suppressing it.
And then eventually, just through like lack of self-respect, your behavior will get shittier. Like you'll just become like it'll manifest itself eventually, instead of just like feeling bad and admitting like the truth to yourself in the moment, and then in long term being just more happy and just like more self-respect or whatever like that.
And with the short-term thing, it's like you're reacting at that point. Because it's like, oh shit, I feel that way, but let's not feel that way, you know. And that's
ignore its existence.
What the Buddha went deeper. It's like he figured out. Okay, so many of the enlightened people, they could they were all observing the breath, all that.
Yeah.
But he was the only one that actually had like the 5 precepts, like don't kill, don't, like the one I just mentioned, right?
Yeah.
The 5 of them, and that really made his practice more pure. And the other ones, like they were like, yeah, whatever, just go have sex, whatever. Like you can do drugs, whatever.
But still meditate.
Yeah, and that kind of like I guess it altered like the practice and like the intentions of the practice, and that kind of messed it up down the line. But what happened with him was he went deeper and deeper, where it got to the point of he's like, wait a second. So whatever I'm reacting to, it's not okay. I'm mad at you. It's not because of you, because I can be mad at you. Someone else can love you. Someone else can fear you. Someone else can respect you. Yeah. That's not just you that like I'm mad at. That's my mind creating it.
I read that somewhere. Just before you keep going, it's all hatred is self-hatred.
Yeah.
And that was like, damn, like low key, because like there's no one who's universally hated.
Yeah. Facts.
There's nothing or no one that is like just objectively like you hate it. So it's always I mean, objectively hate it. Everything is, it's like you hating someone is a very subjective thing, and that hate is coming from you. So I don't. It's not
well in terms of like, it's like Hitler.
Yeah, of course.
That's different. It's like there's certain cases, but obviously like if you have a grudge against someone for something they did like 10 years ago, you're creating the misery for yourself, because in that 10 years, who knows where that person is? They could be completely different. They can be enlightened, like for all you know.
They could have changed. They could have learned from that mistake, but you're still holding on to it. So the only reason why it exists is because of you. At that point, you're the one putting that negative energy out.
And good or bad, because you could have done something good for me 10 years ago, but who knows where you are now?
But it is the hardest thing, like to not feed. I call it negative just feedback loops, when it's like. Because it's the thing we talked about, the window, right? The window of reaction, the window of what you, like the action that you do after something arises that triggers an emotion. And now, like, it gets bigger the more, like, self-control you have and stuff.
And that exactly what you said. The Buddha, he's like, he figured that out, exactly. And he's like, wait a second, why am I reacting? Went deeper, right? So he realized that the reason we react is because of our unconscious mind. But the unconscious mind is actually not unconscious, it's conscious all the time. The conscious mind,
everything.
The conscious mind is actually more unconscious, because when you're asleep you're not conscious, but the unconscious mind is always conscious. So if something's happening, like you see something on the street, you're gonna have a certain, okay, let's say pizza. You order the pizza, you're waiting for it to get here.
Yeah.
You have a sensation of, oh, my mouth is watering.
Yeah.
I can't wait for the pizza to get here. Excited, also miserable, can't wait for it to get here. I'm starving. That's because of a certain sensation you get.
That's your
in your body.
Yeah, that's your body it is. Knowing that it's gonna get fed soon. So it's like, yo, like.
And what he did was he started observing all the sensations from top to bottom, entire within the framework of his body. So what happened was, when you observe the sensations, it's like, wait, this is happening, but I don't have to react to it. I can just observe it objectively, and I don't have to react to it. And what that does is, like, you train your mind. You sharpen and you train your mind to not react to it and to remain equanimous.
Yeah. Don't
crave it. Don't avoid it. It is what it is. You can't change it at all.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know which podcast I heard it in, but it was this guy. Because basically what this explains is just that, like, the reason why pain and suffering are different is because suffering is when you start to attach yourself with the pain. Like, it's when you start to identify with the pain instead of, like, using that distance by just observing it. Like, when you observe pain, it's just pain.
Yeah.
But once you fall into that rabbit hole, once you fall into the feeling of it, once you just associate with it, when it comes, that's when the suffering starts, right? Because, like, I don't know, something could be shitty in your life, and what makes it more shitty is because you're so obsessed with the fact that it's shitty, and you want it to stop, and you're like, when is it gonna get good again? When is it like you just not understanding the concept that bad things happen. And
that's why people drown their sorrows in alcohol, drugs, like anything. But what that does, it doesn't get rid of it. It pushes it deeper,
distracts you from it.
Distracts you from it. You think it's done.
It's just a tool to ignore it while it's still there.
And what happens is you suppress it. You suppress it deeper and deeper. It only gets worse. It doesn't get better. It actually gets worse over time.
It gets worse. Yeah, the monster grows. You just have temporary moments of ignoring the monster's existence, but it's still there. And it's like the fire thing. It's like if you're in a house that's on fire, and your way of dealing with that is by telling yourself while you're sitting in the fire that there is no fire. Mm-hmm. It doesn't stop the house from burning down. In your head, maybe here and there you get glimpses of of ignoring it, but your house is still burning down.
Yeah, instead of might not want to lose any, all those picture frames. I just want to stay here. I want to be here. I don't want this to end. But you have to take that step back and be like, wait a second. There's flames everywhere. I need to get the fuck out, or else I'm gonna be gone too.
Yeah. What would you say was the moment when you shit started clicking? When you started getting more comfortable into it? Because there's no comfort in it in those 10 days. But when you say you were getting more settled into the whole
so I'd say it routine. So after the second day, so on the third day, the guy says you start sitting in adityan, which is just disciplined sitting. You try not to move at all. Don't change your position. Like, don't open your hands, don't open your feet, don't open your eyes.
Damn.
For the entire hour.
Jesus.
And bro, like the first, like day 3 and 4, like it was terrible. Like I kept moving my back like this. I still didn't open my hands.
Because you're thinking about it too.
Yeah. Because it's like, wait, I have this pain on my back.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I'm just thinking about that, and it gets worse as you think about it, because it just aches. But the more you observe it, well, not even just observe the pain. It's just you keep observing your breath at that point, and it's like, oh, it's there, but who cares? What can I do about it? I'm just sitting down. It's literally no one's harming me. It's just me.
So around day 3 is when it got easier.
No, I'd say day 5, because at that point, easier. Well, each day gets easier, but
there's a point when you're like, you don't even really like get a reaction out of it anymore.
Yeah.
Like you don't even react to it anymore. You're just there. You just see it.
Like on the 5th day, that aching pain just disappeared. Like my back, I couldn't even keep my back straight. But then on the 5th day, it was like, wait, my shoulders are back.
Yeah.
Like, my back is straight as fuck. My neck is proper. Like I'm sitting in perfect, like, I'm sitting the best I've ever, like the best posture I've ever sat in. And the pain just disappeared. And it's like, wait, that's actually all in your own mind. You're creating it. Well, I mean, it depends to an extent.
Yeah.
Right? It could be structural damage, or it could be psychosomatic, where the more you think about it, the worse it gets. And I realized, like, and the pain actually came back, like, a few days after, because I was like, oh, that pain disappeared. And I got just a little bit of the pain.
Glimpse.
And I was like, oh, fuck, it's back. So, and every time I sat for the meditation, I'd be like, oh, I know it's going to come back. I just know it.
Yeah.
And it would.
You started expecting it.
Yeah. Perpetuated it.
Damn. What was the mood coming out? What was like the energy like coming out of it?
I was just more positive. It's like I'm way more calm. It's like you don't have the thoughts bouncing in your head. You don't have the, oh, what's gonna happen now? Like, what's gonna happen next? What if I do this? What's gonna happen? Like, or like, let's say I'm texting someone and they don't text back right away. It's like, they'll reply, like, whatever, they're busy.
If they don't, it's whatever.
Yeah, it's whatever. Like, I did whatever I could. Like, everyone's doing their best.
So you're just more like, I guess you're just calmer over things that aren't like in your control. You're just like chiller about it. You just care a bit less.
I mean, I was always like that. I like after my first time, like, that really established me in that space. It's like, wait.
Yeah, because I feel like the first time is even crazier.
Yeah, the first time was crazier.
Did you have any like first time? Did you have any like emotion, like actual like crying or like?
I wanted to cry so badly. I wanted to go home. I was homesick. I was like, I miss my family. I miss my friends. I just want to get out of here. I just want to play like sports, just do shit.
You just want to do shit.
Like literally, like, and that was before sleeping. So I was just in bed, like, fuck, just thinking about shit. And then the next day, gone. None of that. There's just emotions. They passed. And the biggest thing you learn there is like impermanence. The impermanence of everything.
Yeah.
Like that hour sitting is gonna end.
Cause the thing is that first the hour ends, even though sometimes it might not feel like it, but also the amount of shit that goes on during that hour, the amount of things that come and go as you observe how things come and go. Like an emotion will arise, and then by like the next 10 minutes it's gone, and then something else is there. Then it's your back aching, and then that's gone, and then it's something else, and then that's gone. So it's like, I feel like this entire time, as you like learn, like as you're doing the exercise itself and like the practice, you're also realizing how much like things don't even last, and it's always in your head, the fact that they're going to be forever.
Yeah, or it's not going to be forever.
Yeah, and it's like,
and those are tolerance.
Yeah, and I feel like at first it just feels like everything just I guess the negatives more like, well, just when is it gonna end? Like, damn, like it feels like it's never gonna end. 10 days, fuck. Like,
the trippiest thing is like, you don't want it, like, you want it to be done, right? You just want to go home. But the quickest way to do that is to actually just sit down and meditate, because like, like time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah.
The reason is because you're so into it that you're not thinking about time. You're not thinking about anything else except what's right in front of you. And when you do that, time just flies.
I mean, that's what flow is.
Yeah.
Flow is just because we forget that time it's an objective thing, but it's also subjective. Like the numeral version of time, like the checking my watch and it's just the closest human calculation to the cycle of just the expansion of the universe.
Yeah, and it's important.
That's all it is. It's very important, but what you realize is you're not.
Yeah, you're not. That's not what they're there for.
The numbers aren't objectively in your head. Like the number of time. You just know the sun goes down and it goes up.
Right.
But like, I don't know what I'm trying to get at.
Like it's a quality. It's a you. The fact that it's on a clock makes it a quantity, but really it should be about quality.
Yeah, it's just like once you enter, like we've all had those moments, because some people might not know what flow is. Flow state is basically when you get in a moment where you lose track of time, you lose your sense of yourself, and it's literally just the
Focus
work.
on the work.
Yeah, just the work that you're doing. So everyone has had this experience of trying to finish an essay or an assignment or just working on, I don't know, a song, a poem, or whatever you're working on, and you get to a point
it's
where
almost like a high.
Yeah, you get to a point when you just, next thing you know, it's not even like while you're in it, you're not even aware that you're working on it at a certain point. It's just there's a moment where you snap out and it's like it's 4 hours later. You're like, oh shit, I've been working on this for 4 hours, and it's like you just snapped out of a whole different realm that you were in, where your consciousness wasn't even there. It's like you fall out of consciousness completely, and it's literally just the work that you're doing.
You're literally God.
Exactly. It's like we've had those moments where you're just writing an essay and it's like 4 hours go by, and then you're like, holy shit, like I just spent 4 hours writing this essay. I'm just realizing now that I'm hungry. I'm just realizing now that I'm tired, and that's basically what makes that's the thing I'm trying to get out with time. It's like in that moment, time doesn't really matter. It doesn't even exist. Like you don't pay attention to it. It doesn't worry you. Will I have enough time to get enough work done?
And that thing is like, you shouldn't worry about time. Like you shouldn't worry about, oh, my friend's coming over, but and like he's on the way here. Don't think about that. Do what's in front of you right now. He'll be here when he's here.
Yeah. Or
else you're wasting your time right now just thinking about, oh, when's he gonna get here? I'm gonna have to open the door for him. Blah blah blah.
Yeah, we waste so much time thinking about worrying about time. It's so funny.
And the thing is, like, meditation is not just to purify your mind and like to clear out the subconscious. It's like it makes you way sharper. It makes your mind way sharper. You can actually work way better just because you'll be doing deeper work. You're not going to be like, oh, you're not going to be writing and then be like, oh, I wonder what my Instagram feed's saying.
Yeah, especially in this era of just like being distracted and just short attention span.
Yeah,
it's like
everything's so fast.
Yeah, everything. Yeah, exactly. Everything's so fast. Like everything is super like just now. Well,
not even the nowness. It's you need it now.
Yeah, it's the results. It's the results
it's
now.
The outcome. Yeah.
It's not being present. It's more being obsessed over the results being in the present as soon as you want them to be.
That's just your ego, man. It's like you need to certify that you're here right now. But the thing is, like, that it's not helpful. And even in terms of like, let's say you have a passion of some sort. You want to be a designer, right? You shouldn't go into design school thinking, yeah, I want to be the best designer in the world. I mean, you could. You could have ambitions. That's not a problem.
Yeah.
But you shouldn't have that outcome in mind. You should just focus on the work that's in front of you.
Yeah, I feel that I want to be the best in the world is a worse attitude than I want to be the best that I can be. I want to learn the most that I can learn in this time that I have. I want to, because like, that's such an ego thing to go. I want to be the best I can be, because that's just setting you up for such like stress, because you're gonna be looking around yourself so much, and I feel like it's one of the biggest things that's like lacking today, is because like a lot of people they might have something great, but the fact that the reason why they're not seeing that as great is because they're seeing other people doing greater things, and then it's like they're measuring their success with other people's so much that it just distorts the reality of what they're actually doing. We're all guilty of that. Always. I feel like it's a very human shit. It's a very human thing, I think, to just compare yourself that much.
Oh man, that is so enlightening, that trip, because like on the 10th day when you speak to everyone, it's like, wow, everybody is so different. Everybody's meditation.
Did you speak to people on the first day too?
No. Okay. Well, you could if you want, like the day before it starts, like just like when you get in the registration, but you can't speak in between.
What are the conversations like? Because everyone's so calm at that point.
Like the prerequisite to actually even have the balls to apply for that 10-day course, that's a huge prerequisite to have. Because it's like, first of all, you need the willpower to actually sign up, tell yourself you're going to be in silence for 10 days. Second of all, you probably already dabbled in meditation or yoga or Chinese medicine,
blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, you want to go deeper in life. You want to find out the truth about yourself, about life. Every single conversation I had there was like, oh my god! Like everybody was basically, they had the same interests as me.
It was a hive mind. It was like everyone just felt one. It was like I feel like you don't even need words to communicate at that point. It's just like the energy's been there for 10 days. Like you've been collectively suffering, like not suffering, you've been collectively in pain.
You can say suffering.
Yeah. You've been collectively just in pain, just like all together. So you know, like when you're going in to speak to them, you know they've just went through the same thing that you went through. So there's already like
it's the same thing, but it's also not, because what I realized is like I asked them about their meditation, like how their sitting was, right? And they all had different they all had different experiences.
Everyone had their own trips. Like it's just one large trip. That's how it was, right?
This one guy actually brought LSD, and he's like microdosing there.
Damn.
And they say not to bring any intoxicants, which is like it's a big one, you know.
Yeah.
But he did it anyways because the microdose makes you more like, you know, more productive. But and he's saying like he started tripping, bro. And he found, this guy's crazy. He found mushrooms in the forest that were there. He found 40 different types, and he actually consumed one of them.
What was it? Like, what was the result of him consuming it?
He got high. He got high.
Oh, it was a magic one?
Yeah.
Shit.
And he said because the teacher calls you up, right, in groups, and his group was.
While he was at the retreat?
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Like on this like 6th, 7th day, he was like doing it. Yeah.
Damn.
And he was waiting for the teacher to call his group up, right? And he heard group 5, and he's group 6. And then he's waiting, expecting his group to be called up, and he heard group 5 again. So he's like, whoa, wait a second, what the fuck just happened, right? And he just started tripping. Like he started seeing. He told me he started seeing like in 3D, like 4, like just shit around him.
While his eyes was closed.
Down. And then he finally opened his eyes, and he actually came back into realities. And that was when the teacher called him back into his group. Like this guy was tripping. But some people actually trip because like just meditation alone. Because there's a lot of progression that you need to do to get to like the final point of total dissolution. Yeah. And I don't want to like teach any of it because it's so complex. Like if you want to learn this shit, go on your own. Yeah. But I'll just like do a quick overview. So the first is Anapana, which is just respiration, awareness of respiration on the triangular area, and then you move to observing the sensations from the top of your head to the bottom, like systematically, like one part of the body to the next.
Did you have a chakra opening part?
No, none of that. Well, I guess at the end, but that's more like indirect. They don't mention chakras or anything. So after the flow part, you actually begin to like do it uniformly, like bzzz, one centimeter by centimeter.
Did you feel any like vibrations like
I did, but because I was craving, like as we said before, I didn't get like I didn't go as deep as I wanted to. Okay. And so after that, after the full bzzz throughout the body, they say because you're gonna have like certain parts that are blind even after you get the full bzzz. So they say that you need to work out whatever it is in that part of the body. So just observe it for a while. And then after that point, you pierce the body. So you go within the body, not just the surface. And then like you go horizontal, vertical, and then you actually start to feel your organs, all that. Damn. And then once you get real good, because at that point, it's not just a game. Like,
because I feel like that's hard as fuck.
That's hard as fuck, bro. Because like you need to sharpen your mind so much. And then the last point is you actually feel your spinal cord. Just the energy moving all the way up. And then some people actually feel that, right? Some people actually got to that point, and it's called bhanga, which is total dissolution. And that's the point where these people, well, I'm guessing this is the point where it happens, where your trauma gets released. Like you purge. This one guy I was talking to, same guy, the uncle. He's not really that old, but I'd call him my uncle now. But
yeah, it's okay.
He got to the point where like his entire body was vibrating and like... Yeah, and his spinal cord, everything, blah, blah, blah. Like, he was out of his body at that point.
That's wild.
And he just got explosions in his chest area, like his heart. Poo, 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 poo. And he was just, like, firing up. And at that point, he just burst into tears. Like, just everything, floodgates just opened up. And that he was like, fuck.
Release. Just catharsis. Just, like, pure catharsis.
Yeah. And, like, that's like, years of trauma.
That's basically an ego death, you could say, right?
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, he said when his physical body, when he stood up, he couldn't walk properly. Like he had to take the smallest steps ever. And when he went to the mirror, like he looked at himself. He's like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, there's always fuck, like post ego death or just like any kind of moment of just like explosion. When you just go look at yourself, it just feels so weird.
Yeah.
Like one time it happened to me, and I looked at myself. The one reaction I got was to just hug the mirror. I was like, "Fuck, it's okay, bro." And I actually felt like I was hugging myself. It was so weird, but damn, man, that's so interesting.
Yeah, and like this, mind you, this is no exogenous drugs, no nothing. This is all within you. But what psychedelics do is it brings it out. It makes it easier. It's a shortcut.
It's a shortcut. It's like I feel like it's a preview. I feel like
it's a preview. Yes.
The meditation is still the real thing.
Yeah,
it's still the purest form of it.
And it's the purest form because you integrate it first-hand experience. Whereas psychedelics, I mean, it's still first-hand experience, but it's not your own mind doing it.
And I feel like the meditation lasts longer too.
Yes.
Like the results are way, like they last way longer and are easier to use over time. Because I feel like psychedelics, like after like
you still need to integrate
5-6 months, you're like
you fall back into the rut.
you can. It's so easy to just fall back.
It is kind of the same with meditation because if you stop your meditation practice, you don't do it every day.
Yeah, I've noticed.
Then it's gonna be like you can have those thoughts again. Like you're not gonna be as clear in your.
You fall into that chaos again.
Yeah.
But as soon as it becomes a habit, right? It's like when you get to that 66 days, it becomes something that you just feel like you have to do.
Mm-hmm.
Is that an animal?
Yeah.
Jesus
It
Christ.
has to be. What else?
Weird ass noise. Why do you think the mind is so messy? Why do you think it's so chaotic?
Many reasons. Too many variables.
Because to me, like the way I remember when I sent you. I don't know if you remember. I sent you this photo when I had like this big ass fucking eureka moment when I was like, this infinite intelligence thing is always sending information at you, right? So to me, it was like I envisioned it as like something outside of this like reality is trying to connect to our reality at all. It's the one. It's the one mind, the united mind that is connected to everyone, and it's always sending information, and your ability to catch that information, to just pick out, to filter everything that's coming in, depends on your mind, on how sharp your mind is,
and the access that you have.
And that was basically my thing of like my explanation of why the mind is so chaotic, is because we're always receiving some form of like information or knowledge or thoughts or whatever it is. It's always something being communicated to you, and your brain is the container of the mind, which is the receiver of all of that. And it's and your task is to just become sharp enough to catch whatever you want to catch, to give the request to that mind, and then it sends it back to you.
The physical world.
Yeah, because that's basically what the subconscious would be. Because the subconscious is always aware, always awake, right? And that's why people always, when they're stuck on something, they go either take a nap or they go sleep, or they sleep on it, and then they wake up and they know it. They know what to do. And I feel like it's because you just give that order to your unconscious, subconscious, or to that reality, to that self that is outside of you, to figure that out for you. And I feel like that's such a powerful thing for people to learn, is that even when you're not conscious, you are.
Yeah.
So when you realize that, I feel like you gain access to a tool of like, I'm stuck. Such an
important tool.
Yeah, I'm gonna use music because I make that primarily. Is like, I'm stuck on this song. I don't know where to go with it. Okay, let me just like stay on that. Let me just work on it the best I can, and then at a certain time, I'm just gonna let it go. I'm gonna be like, all right, all right, mind, all right, subconscious. Like, I really want to figure this out. You gotta ask for it, right? You gotta really want it, like being emotionally involved into it. And you're like, all right, I'm gonna go sleep on it, and you just wake up, and then you go work on it again, and you just somehow, like, it's there. And it's, I don't know, maybe there's just science, but I don't know if science is broken down subconscious mind yet.
Yeah, because like the science can't really go that deep into the mind yet. Like it's more material things that you can actually measure, but in terms of the mind, you can't really measure that. You can't quantify that shit.
Bro,
but the trickiest thing is, like,
come from?
the weird thing is, like, 2,000, like 2 centuries ago, people did that. People went into the mind, they figured that shit out. That's where all this Chinese medicine comes from, yoga, like alternative medicine. That's where all this comes from. It's derivative of the Buddha's teaching.
Oh man,
because
so you describe it as therapeutic.
Yeah,
100%, right?
1,000%.
So would you recommend that to anyone before they start taking any kind of drugs?
Well, okay,
because there's objective like chemical imbalance.
Drugs aside, I recommend this to everybody. You need to do it now, and the reason I say now is because you shouldn't go another moment in your life without this knowledge or this technique at your disposal.
And it's not even that complicated.
It's the most simple thing.
It's the most simple, and that's why it's so intimidating.
It's intimidating, and people go like, it's too simple. Yeah, I don't want someone else.
It's hippie shit.
Yeah,
it's hippie shit. Yeah. So yeah, because all it is just, and you can do it at any time, like any time. Of course, it's better if you take the time out to sit in a silent place where you won't be disturbed, to just do it like for sure, like with your eyes closed. But like you could be on the bus going to work. It could be like while we're recording right now, we just decide to just snap in more into our breath. Yeah. And just,
or even feel your feet as you walk. Feel your hands in your pocket.
Just feel the present.
Yeah.
Just like observe this house, observe the animals,
the sounds,
just existing. Observe everything that comes up just in the moment, because that's the only thing that exists. Everything else is in your head.
Literally, the only thing you actually have is now.
Everything is in your head.
Nothing else.
The future is happening right now. The past is happening right now. All in the future and past is present.
And also doesn't exist.
And it also doesn't exist. They're all concepts. Future is you trying to figure out what's going to happen based on what happened in the past. And the past doesn't exist once shit happens. The sentence I just said doesn't exist anymore. And except in our heads and in the heads of whoever's listening. Anything that happens now is just, and the reason why this gets twisted is because we have recording. We have tools to record now, so you can look back. And humans are so I feel like humans are so intimidated by the present, and that's why they get so stuck in like observing the past and capturing every moment,
especially
and
nowadays,
recording everything. Like you're at a concert, you need to record.
You can't even enjoy it.
You're at a party, you need to record everything at the party, so that when you're in a down moment, you can go to your photos and videos and watch it and just try to relive that moment. But you know you'll never get it. Like you'll never actually get it. You know, it'll always feel like the actual thing is missing because it's not present.
The essence of it is not there, and you didn't even get the full experience of it because you were recording.
It's pixels on the screen.
Yeah,
that's all you're doing.
And back to what you were saying before about trying the meditation before any drugs. I think the drugs aspect is important because it's like it's just a gateway, right? It's like a gateway to what's more out there. It's like there's.
I'm talking more of like the pharmaceutical drugs. Like I'm not talking about drugs like as in like weed and like shrooms and stuff.
Okay.
I'm talking like
definitely like because it's not like I was listening to a podcast and it's not a chemical imbalance, bro. It's inflammation, which is swelling. It's like you can't take a pill and make it go away. You just feel less.
Yeah.
And it suppresses it even more.
I don't know where I found this, but someone said something very well. It's all marketing. It's all creating problems and then creating the solutions to those problems.
Like in the War of Art, where he was saying, I worked in the marketing.
Oh yes, that's where I read. I was rereading it.
He's like, so make this illness, even if it doesn't exist, market it. We'll make a drug for it.
It's all
you
marketing.
Can't sell umbrellas if there's no rain.
Exactly. It's all marketing. It's all just like, oh, you suck at focusing. Okay, let's put a label on that.
Man, and then
let's figure out how to temporarily cure that part of the brain that causes that. Yeah. Let's just shut it down because that's all it does. It just destroy it.
Fix the symptom, not the cause.
Exactly. They just remove the you not being able to focus, but they don't remove they just make you able to focus in the moment until the effect of the drug is gone.
And then you rely on the drug and you need it more and more and more.
Every day you have to take more.
Not only does it hurt your pocket. It also hurts your actual mind because you're going to be dependent on it.
And because your body builds tolerance. Yeah. So you'll need higher doses eventually.
It's like messed up. And people like big organizations and like the government and like groups, they take advantage of this because there's 7 billion people in this world.
So much money to be made.
Not even all of them are like aware of meditation or like yoga. Like they're just living day to day at a job they hate or maybe they love.
And all you're being told is that take this and your problem will be gone.
Yeah.
And what happens
make money, your problem will be gone.
Yeah. And what happens is when you take that actual pill, the problem actually does disappear, which convinces you that it actually works.
Yeah. And that's the same thing with money. And the guy was saying in one of the discourses is like, okay, you want money. Why? You want that car.
So you can buy things.
You want this. You want that. And why? Why is that? Because you want to satisfy your senses. Your senses are never going to be satisfied. You're always going to want the next thing.
It's the hedonic treadmill.
Yeah. And like even if you get to the top, you have that house, you have that second house, you have that mansion, you have the 10th car, you have that 5th wife.
It's also that thing of impressing your peers also. Yeah. Of like looking that status.
And that comes with the senses. It's like
I'm that nigga now. Yeah, I'm that nigga, but it disappears eventually. Yeah. It's like every emotion, right? The emotion
so ingenuous.
Yeah, I feel like it's all just the same thing. It's all tools misused.
Yeah.
It's all tools that just people become dependent on. Like money uses people instead of people using money.
Mm-hmm.
You know how many good things you can actually do if you actually use it wisely. If you actually use it for good intentions, like out of love, out of service. But it's a lot of just filling voids. That's all people do. They just fill voids. They just buy another car. They just buy chains, buy big shoes. Of course, if that's your passion. Like there's people actually interested
I love
in
clothes. It's like I love clothes.
Exactly.
I like the design and like just the silhouette.
But you don't buy it because it says Balenciaga on it.
And you don't buy it
because it's a nice shirt.
It's like, yo, that's gonna look dope on me. I like that style.
Exactly.
Blah blah blah. Whatever. I want to make my own style out of that.
Exactly. It's just void filling.
Yeah, and I also got, like I was telling you before, one of the ideas I got while meditating was like the cool guy swag. It's like you're gonna buy shit. You're gonna buy that Adidas tracksuit just to wear that Adidas tracksuit, just so you can fall back on the brand. You don't even have your own style, bro. Come on. Like,
yeah, you're not
actually styling.
You're not showing any person, and there's no personality. There's no life in it.
Exactly.
It's just you're just relying on the fact that this has status.
Yeah. And even
to just feel like you do too.
To take it back to the senses, at that point where you're buying it, it's like, yeah, those 3 stripes, they make you feel great. They're gonna make other people think I'm
chemical reactions like dopamine, satisfaction, like as you're doing it.
And it's like that just tells you how disconnected you are from your senses, because and it's a paradox. It's always a paradox.
Everything is a paradox. Because
the more you're in your mind, the more you're reacting to your senses. The more you're in your body, the more you're actually in the present. You're not in your mind. You're just living. So whenever you're anxious or like thinking about the future, nervous, get out of your head, get into your body, go touch something.
Yeah,
go
feel something.
Go feel,
observe something. Like actually watch it, bro. Like there's so much you can do. Like go in a forest and just look at the trees, look at plants, and it's
get off your fucking phone.
It's just, I don't know, man. It's just this weird thing of just like always wanting to like what are we running from so much? You know?
I don't know if we're running from. We might be running from and running to. Because we always want to create things. Yeah,
we're always that's the treadmill. We're always running towards something that we'll never reach. But also we're running away. Like why do we run away so much from reality? That's the thing. Like it always seems like a lot of the negative, like the very, very destructive things that humans do is just them running from reality. That's why people get dependent on drugs. That's why people buy so many things, because you're trying to run away from a reality. A reality that you'll never be able to actually fulfill your happiness, to be happy by just buying these things, right? Like buying this house won't actually make you feel happy. You'll just feel a satisfaction for a month or maybe a year or maybe 10 years. Whatever it is, that satisfaction will disappear eventually. And it's like you're running away from that fact by keeping on buying shit. Yeah. And it just builds the monster. It feeds the monster.
You can't even get off the treadmill. It's going like
it's like the whole thing of deals with the devil. I feel like that's what it's a metaphor for. It's like you sign in an artist's perspective, you sign for success, but your soul isn't yours anymore. Yeah.
And that's the same thing as like heaven or hell. Like heaven, and the guy was saying is like Jesus' teaching is fine, bro. It's the shit. Yeah. Jesus' teaching it is the truth.
It's universal.
But
just
what twists it up is the dogmatic like perspectives. Is like, oh, you gotta do this or else you're gonna suffer after you die.
Eternally.
Come on, like
you know how fucked up that is to tell someone. You're going in this
where's
place.
The proof?
You're going in this place where it's like 100 degrees. You're basically burning. They built an image of it as if anyone's been there before.
Yeah.
So
and like, you're burning, right?
You're a slave. You're Satan's slave, working for Satan eternally.
And okay, and that's what I think that's actually saying is like this. Like in the Bible it says, the kingdom of heaven is within. Hell is inside of you, bro. Like when you're mad at someone, that's hell. That's hell inside of you. It's not going to be afterlife. It's like, where's the proof? Like people will doubt like the woo stuff, like frequencies, the meditation, like pranic healing.
Everything hippie shit.
But you're religious.
But you believe in burning
hell, like,
eternally.
Come on, bro.
It's all brainwashing manipulation. Yeah. You're gonna read *Sapiens* too.
Yeah.
Because
I'm reading. Borrow it?
Maybe.
Yeah, I'll give it back.
Wow, really? Because I want to record an episode based on that book, because that book explains like the money thing and how it's funny because those things are the reasons why humans are so successful.
Yeah. And
why we've made it to the point where we dominate like Earth is because of those same things that we say are destructive. So I just want, like, we should talk about that next episode. I don't know how long we've been going. We've been going for
45 minutes.
This is full, so we'll just end it.
Okay.
Let's end it here. What would you say to finish? Meditate now.
Oh, you wanna do the guided meditation? Or no, let's not do the. We could, but I'll just.
You want to add it?
The guidance.
You want to record it after this and then add it to the end?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. If you guys are cool enough and you wanna
actually participate in the meditation,
and you wanna take a little break from all of this stimulation, you can sit around after we end this recording. We're gonna just record a guided meditation. Well, Aakrist is not me. I don't know shit. Aakrist is the one who just meditated 10 days straight.
And I recommend everybody in the world take that meditation course, or at least start a daily meditation practice, even if it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes.
Dude, 2 minutes.
2 minutes
just or any time where you're outside, just take a little moment to just
slow down.
Take in the now, you know, like, 'cause just look around at just this thing that you exist in, this beautifully designed place, like dead ass. But yeah, thank you for listening. I'm supposed to
give us money.
The ASMR thing. Thank you so much for listening to the Ataraxy Podcast. Are you gonna gargle water? Or are you gonna just no? Give us money as usual. Did the recording on here just stop? Yeah. Shit.
That means.
Yeah, we're just okay. Bye.
All right, so this is the guided meditation. We're gonna start now. Okay. So, just fall into your body, get out of your head, feel the sensations starting from the top of your nose, right between your eyes, from the corners of your lips, that triangle with your nose and your upper lip. Observe your respiration, feel the sensation of your breath going in and out, or along the outer rings, or within the inside of the nose, maybe on your skin, or the upper lip. And that's all you have to do. If you fall back into your thoughts, just bring your awareness back into your breath. So we'll go for like 10 minutes.
How long do you think it's been?
3 minutes left.
Oh, you're counting it.
Nigger.
Oh, that was good.
It's over.
That was good. That was a good one. Being outside helps.
You think?
Yeah, there's so many things that you can like pay
Oh yeah,
attention to that
bring
can
back.
calm you.
Yeah.
That-
Facts.
cool. Nothing else to say.